we got the head cam on, so that's good. So I'm gonna get over there and I'm gonna start doing some throwing stuff. Not too much. I wedged up some of the failures from yesterday. You know, I posted the video yesterday of me ripping open the pot, right? And so I have all that re-wedged, and I'm going to be throwing with that today, and I'm going to get right into it. There's not more else to say. So, green off. Green off. There we go. But again, we get this little bump. I spread my pinky out ever so slightly. Okay, right down to the bottom here. Push this edge down. And pull this edge out. Get it up to the right. I gotta catch that one. There we go. A little water. So we're going to do them in sections rather than all at once. That made the twist look a little bit neater. I don't know. Either way, we're going to keep on cruising. Total coil that we just tack on this edge. Right? Look at that. Really creating some variety with our twists that we normally don't do. I think when you have one that's kind of simple on the top and even on the twist, you know, there's not too much craziness going on. Maybe have that exist on the bottom there. Camera B. Camera B. So this way you guys can see that. I'll let you guys see that while I look over here at the chat. I feel like the throwing lines there are really, really tight. And I thinned it out probably a little bit too much. So I think I should collar it realistically. But you know what? I don't usually keep them this wide, and there's kind of a nice taper, and I think the thickness is good. Let's not try to complicate the form anymore. We still have one more pot, so if this doesn't turn out, who cares, you know? Here, to finish that off. And maybe we went a little bit too wide. Okay, so actually, it's kind of cool. I feel like some of the other ones are getting into like a pattern where this one feels like it's breaking the pattern, but there's a fissure right on the side. Camera B. Camera B. So you guys maybe can see that fissure on this side. Interesting. So this one will probably split. We'll see what happens. On the couch, and then you sink into the couch, right? And so that's kind of my mentality for coning that down. And when you get to about here, you don't want to cone it down too flat or else it's going to be hard to get up, right? So then I just take an edge, right? Do you see I'm just bringing that edge down, right? And then all of a sudden I created a little bit of a mound. So then when I go back underneath here and I grab that clay, you know, I'm not creating a big hole on the interior here. You know, it's still flat. You don't want to trap like clay in there, right? And so I'm always imagining, I'm not trying to push it towards center. It's always one hand's moving past and the other one's moving towards almost. I'm not really liking it, to be honest, guys. I think we got to do another. But it's still kind of a cool thing to look. It almost looks like a goblet, right? Or a chalice, if you look at it this way, right? Kind of funny. All right, let's get that other chunk. And I got to start cruising on this one, guys. Keeping our fist right on top. And that's one thing I always forget to do when I'm throwing, is I forget to breathe. Again, I'm going to be right towards this bottom edge. Cut off any clay that I feel like isn't working for me here. Go right up to the rim. Slowly bevel that inward. Right? I hope you guys can feel the tension of those poles through the atmosphere of the space. Like those moments right there, I think are just like some of my favorite when I'm working with the material here. That, sweet. The one hand collapse there. Maybe that gives it more of a taper, I don't know. You guys will have to let me know how that looked from your guys' point of view. I haven't done one like that. It's kind of almost like this one-handed collapse. Where I went about opening it up in a different way, where I made the top first, and then I made another little bump below it to twist, right? And so there was something interesting about that where I felt like there was some sleight of hand, visual sleight of hand that's going on in that pot. But anyway, here we have one that I had a lot of tendrils, and I think a lot of veins of the tree trunk there, and I have some tendrils on the bottom that I think look pretty good. And then if you can see, I have these two little rips, right? Like, I guess they're like right in this section here. And I just think that if they stay like that, it'd be like the coolest thing ever. Those things are called water fissures. So when you're too thin and use a lot of water, the water particles will get in between the clay and create these little fissures, right? And so I think that's kind of cool sometimes, especially there. It looks like it's being highlighted. Anyway, we got this one on the top, pretty basic, but I like the general form of it. The silhouette's nice. Maybe like a good, like, average tree. But anyway, thank you so much for watching.